And here it is. You wake up in the morning, you're failing. So you blame the president, you blame Congress, you blame Greece, blame the euro. I mean, construction industry, it's the mayor, and you wake up in the morning and you look in the mirror and you're not failing because it's the other guy's fault or it's the economy's fault. But if you looked in the mirror and said, I'm failing because of me, you wouldn't like it and you change that. And I believe the common denominator of failure in any business is excuses. As long as you wake up and blame poor sales on the economy or an environment, then you have no motivation to make it better because it's not your fault. So wake up in the morning and own your failure. Look in the mirror and say, I'm failing because of me. You won't like it, and then you'll change it. But as long as you don't put it on you, you have no motivation to change it. So in short, if you own your failure, you'll own your success. If you don't own your failure, you'll never dig out.
Well, I think that personal ambition is worth fighting for. It really is something that if you don't fight for it, you're going to regret it for the rest of your life. And if you regret it, you're going to be an unhappy person. If you're an unhappy person, it's going to affect your family. So you can see the chain of command all the way down, that it can be pretty devastating. What makes you happy enough in your life that you want to make other people happy?
Where will you be in your business, in your life in 36 months? Not because you hope, because you decide. How do you create your life? You get hungry for something, don't you? Who has done something in your life that once seemed difficult or impossible, and now it's part of your life? Who's got something in your life in this area? Say I. How did you do it? You created it 3 ways. Number 1, you decided there's something you wanted so bad that you unleashed all your desire. You became obsessed with it. If there's something you once envisioned and now it's real, it's because you didn't just envision it, you brought so much emotion to it that now it's in your life. It was once a dream, it was once a goal, and now it's in your life.
I always say first you got to be a self-motivator, because there are a lot of naysayers out there. There are a lot of people that are going to tell you that you can't do it, or it's impossible, or it's not the right time, or you're too young, or you're not the right fit. So you got to wake up every morning and look in the mirror and encourage yourself. Because if you can be your own #1 fan, then that's where it begins. And then after you get your self-motivation down, then it's about the self-generation. You got to be a self-generator. And that's not waiting for anybody. You got to get out there and do it yourself. If you get out there and do it yourself, people are going to acknowledge that they're going to acknowledge your effort.
But what I don't think we should do is limit ourselves in any way, shape, or form in terms of what we think we're capable of.
Word.
You know, and I think that's been part of the problem. We're relegated into these particular fields, and who says that you can only do those things? You know, unless it's something physically preventing you from doing it, in which case leave it alone. But other than that, go for it. Like, go for it. But just be prepared for what, you are going to deal with those, things. And when you find people that you can connect to who will support you, whether they're male or female, those are the people you need to keep in your life.
One of the big problems is sitting down and doing the work. And you got to, and Pressfield talks about that in the most concise and beautiful way. And he labels it like an enemy. He calls it resistance, and that you have to sit down, you have to overcome resistance, and that the pro goes to work. And it doesn't matter if you're sick, it doesn't matter if you have kids, it doesn't matter what, you're a pro and you go to work. And that just, it puts it in your head that this is what I do. This is what, and you have pride in that. And then when you are in front of that keyboard and you look down the count, it says, I got 1,000 words today. I put 1,000 words in. You're doing the work. And out of that work, gems blossom. Little things, but you might have a day where you just write nothing but dog shit. So what? Show up again tomorrow. And tomorrow out of that dog shit, a flower will emerge. You never know. And that's the only way to develop real, to really develop your potential 100% in anything.
When you've had those productive days, remember the day when you were so productive, you literally worked through lunch and dinner, and you looked up at 7 o'clock, you should have been home an hour ago, and you're like, dude, I hadn't had lunch or dinner. You know why? Because that day you were active, productive, hitting it, slamming, creative, and completely committed. Look, that's where you need to be today.
If you believe in yourself, if you constantly remind yourself after every defeat, after every setback, every time you get knocked down, I've got a saying, if life knocks you down, try and land on your back, because if you can look up, you can get up. See, a lot of people, because of failure, they stop believing. Let me share something with you. You will fail your way to success. Yes. 8 out of 10 millionaires have been financially bankrupt. You will fail your way to success. It doesn't matter how many times you fail. It doesn't matter how many times people tell you that you can't do it. It doesn't matter if you don't have a dime in the bank. You will fail your way to success. What's very important is you're believing in yourself. You're constantly saying, somehow, some way, I'm going to make it. I remember a lady out of Detroit, Michigan. They call her Martha Jean the Queen. And she had a motivational message she gave all the time on the radio. And the question she would ask was, do you really want to win?